Round 10 of the Championship continued some brilliant form for some sides and was very entertaining, but it also went very well for me with 2 scores correct and also 5 other results being correct. My scores were Southampton travelling to Stoke and winning 1-0, and Rotherham at home struggling and losing yet again 2-1 against Bristol City. Some good scores there. Hopefully we can get more, but I do want to say I didn't back Blues to win, and what a performance it was, especially that first half. We looked like a completely different side, and I don't think I've seen us play that well for quite a few years. That front four, Stansfield up top, and then Dembele, Bakuna and Miyoshi behind, is brilliant. And at this level, I think that could cause a lot of damage and should be our front four for the remainder of the season, because we were brilliant. I kind of run out of superlatives for our performance, and our performances were getting worse and worse as the weeks went on. But that was a statement, and it was brilliant. Dembele as well, 2 goals. And I actually tweeted out, he looked like, I know it's the Championship, but a Championship Ronaldinho, the way he was playing. And some of you may laugh at that, but honestly, he was playing with such a confidence, a smile on his face, pulling off some audacious trickery. And he was just, everything he touched was turning to gold. So great performance from him and Blues as a whole. Very happy with it. Hopefully we can do it again. But make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the predictions. And we start off with Blues against West Brom. So another West Midlands Derby here. There's one in the Premier League and one in the Championship, all on the same weekend. So Friday night looks like it'll be exciting, because Blues, we were in poor form. We hadn't won in 5 league games. The performances were getting worse and worse, as I said in the intro, but a 4-1 win against Huddersfield and a brilliant performance hopefully turns things around. And we are actually only 1 point behind West Brom, but we're 12th and they're 5th, because this league table, you've got about 3 teams kind of pulling away, 4 teams pulling away near the top, and then a lot of teams in a group separated by a couple of points. So hopefully Blues can get something here. But West Brom will be tricky customers, because 5 games unbeaten, 2 wins in a row. One of those wins was a 4-0 against Preston, who hadn't lost a game yet. And even though Preston were very poor when Blues played them, they had 1 chance and they won 2-1. So they take their chances. But they didn't against West Brom, and I'm wondering if the wheels will start to fall off now. But West Brom will be strong. However, Blues won last season both fixtures, so did the double. Great from Blues. And I've got a feeling we will get off to a good start here. If we play like we did in that last game against Huddersfield, I think we'll be very hard to stop. So Blues to win 2-1. Sunderland against Middlesbrough, and both these sides have a chance at a 9-point week. But only one can get it, maybe neither. Sunderland, a very good form, only lost 1 of their last 8 league fixtures, so they are going strong, and they've won 6 of those. They've flew up the table, and they are looking like a potential for automatic promotion, because for me, Leicester will get it, but everything else is up for grabs. Middlesbrough, they hadn't won this season, but 4 unbeaten, 3 wins in a row. They are starting to build now, and I think they're going to start shooting straight up the table towards the top. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. I think both teams will score quite comfortably. It was a very difficult one to predict, but based on the quality that they have shown so far through the whole season, I have to back Sunderland at home to win it 2-1. Cardiff take on Watford. Cardiff had 4 wins on the bounce, but lost to Middlesbrough last time out. Thought Cardiff might be able to get some out of it, but no, they did get their first loss in 5 games. Watford, Valerian Ismail's just got a new contract. I thought he'd have been sacked by now because they're sitting 1 point above the relegation zone, which is something Watford's owners would normally act on very quickly, but they've offered him a new contract, so they obviously think he's the long-term solution. They are struggling, however, to score goals at the moment, and to be fair, they're conceding quite a few as well. So Watford aren't in great form at the moment, lost 3 in a row, and I think I'm going to go for 4 in a row. Cardiff to win 1-0. Coventry take on Norwich now, and the home side, lots of draws. They drew 5 out of 6 games, but 2 wins in a row. Maybe they're starting to turn a corner and just get those decisive goals. Norwich were great near the start of the season, but they are going into a bit of a tricky patch at the moment, not getting the results they'd like. That didn't stop them from beating Blues 2-0 at the weekend, however. But I've just got a feeling, even though they've only drawn 1 game this season, that crazy 4-4 with Southampton, that this will be a draw. So I'm going to go 1-1. Ipswich against Preston is second against third, but I think there's a clear winner. Ipswich, 25 points out of 30 for a newly promoted side, the best start to a championship season by a newly promoted side either ever or for a very, very long time. Ipswich are doing a brilliant job. Kieran McKenna, very, very well done to you. Great start. They keep winning. Preston, they were on a brilliant winning run, but drawing with Rotherham and then losing 2 in a row, 4-0 to West Brom and 3-0 to Leicester. I'm going to go 1 less. Ipswich to win 2-0. Leeds against Bristol City. Now we know the quality in attack that Leeds possess, but 5 clean sheets out of 6. They did have a loss 3-1 against Southampton in there, but 5 out of 6 clean sheets. Very, very strong defensive performances from them. And if they carry on getting clean sheets, they're going to get a lot of wins, which means they will be up there by the end of the season. Bristol City got a 2-1 win against Rotherham. Tommy Conway back from injury with a double. Very, very good player, and if they can keep him fit, then they'll be in a decent position. But he has done his hamstring a couple of times in the last year, so it's a bit worrying for Bristol City if he goes down again, but they might need to ease him back into it. So maybe this one he'll sit out. If he plays, I'm not sure it'll make a difference. I have got Leeds winning it, but Bristol City to breach that defence. Leeds to win 2-1. Leicester take on Stoke next, and I'm not sure it matters who Leicester are facing. I think I'm always going to back them. Leicester have started the season with 9 wins out of 10. The other was a loss, so 27 points is a brilliant start. And I feel like it's going to continue. I can't see them losing many more. And they could even break that points total set by Reading, maybe. It's a difficult one because Burnley were great last season and couldn't break it. But I think Leicester are the certain that they will be winning the league this year. They've got a ridiculous squad for this level. So Leicester, plaudits to them. Stoke are struggling. They've only won 1 out of their last 7. They lost 1-0 against Southampton at the weekend, but I don't think there's much Stoke can do or many people can do. Leicester to pick up the win, 2-0. Millwall against Hull. Now Millwall pretty inconsistent, but picked up a 2-0 victory away at Plymouth last time out, and Plymouth don't really ever lose at home, so great performance there from Millwall. They'll be hoping they can build on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't win in about 3 because they are very, very hard to call. Hull, their 8-game unbeaten run came to an end in a loss, a 3-0 loss to Ipswich. Ipswich are brilliant. Hull, very, very good as well, but just no match for that Ipswich side at the moment. Very, very shocked. I was expecting Ipswich to maybe win or maybe a draw, but I thought Hull would at least score. So Ipswich very good, but Hull, again, as I said, a good side as well. So this game will be tight. I can't see Hull losing it because they don't lose many, but I am going to give Millwall a bit of benefit of the doubt. I love going for Millwall draws anyway, so I'll do it again, 1-1. Plymouth take on Swansea. Now Plymouth pretty good at home most of the time, but they lost 2-0 to Millwall at home last game. They are a lot better at home than away, and I do think they're going to be hard to beat. So, bringing me to Swansea, they are copying Middlesbrough at the moment. Both sides hadn't won a game yet, and now both sides are unbeaten in 4, drawing the first and winning 3 in a row. Swansea are turning it on now. They beat Norwich 2-1 in the week, a very good result, and maybe they'll start getting behind Mike Duff a bit more now that the results are coming. It will take him a while to implement his style, as it's gone from one extreme to the other. But I've got a feeling that this could be an exciting, high-scoring 2-2 draw. QPR against Blackburn is starting to feel like a must-win, as QPR have only won 1 in their last 8 and find it hard to come by goals. Blackburn, there's a lot of goals in their games at the moment. 30 goals across their last 7 games in all fixtures. And the game before that, so the 8th game, was an 8-0 against Harrogate. The only reason I'm not including that in the stat is because it isn't a very level playing field. But 30 goals in their last 7 games, that's obviously not that Blackburn have scored, that's in the game itself, is a lot of goals. And, you know, they've been flying in those 7 games. It's been 1 win in the Cup, 1 win in the league, and then the other 5 have been losses in the league. So not good results from Blackburn, but the games are very free flowing. Their last was a 1-0 loss, however, so not many goals in that one. And for me, I think I'm torn on this one because QPR don't really score and they're quite low scoring, so part of me wants to go for a 0-0 just to throw it out there, and then part of me thinking maybe it'll be a 3-3 or a 4-3 or something, but I will go for that first one just because it's a bit different. 0-0. Another big game towards the bottom of the table, Sheffield Wednesday against Huddersfield. Now, Sheffield Wednesday have had an awful start. Out of their first 10 games, it's been 2 draws and 8 losses. So there's no surprise that Xisco Munoz has been relieved of his duties. They don't have a manager at the moment, but there are rumours that there could be one on Thursday night or on the Friday announced. So as of recording, there's no one in charge. There may be by the time the game is here. Huddersfield were unbeaten in 5. Darren Moore saw 2 of those games and they were both draws, including a 1-1 against Ipswich, a very good result. But losing 4-1 to Blues in midweek might be a bit of a reality check, and maybe this game will kind of make you see what Darren Moore's all about, because they should go and win it. Sheffield Wednesday are very, very poor, but will they be able to go and get that first win under Darren Moore? It's going to be tight. Maybe the thing that's making me think they won't win is that kind of effect when a manager leaves. They do tend to be hard to beat if they've been easy to beat previously. So I will go for a decent defensive performance, to be fair, a 1-1 draw. And we end it on Southampton v Rotherham. Now, Southampton have went from great to awful to great again. 4 unbeaten, then 4 losses in a row, and some heavy losses in there. But the most recent 2 fixtures have both been wins, including a 3-1 over Leeds. So Southampton may be finding their feet again. I don't know what happened to them. That was a very poor spell, but starting to build. Rotherham not winning their last 5, losing 4 of those, and I've got a feeling it's going to be a very long season for some Rotherham fans, as they don't really create much at all. They are currently actually overperforming their XG stats, so they're taking more chances than you'd think. And if that starts to kind of level out, as it tends to, then there'll be even less goals for Rotherham to celebrate. I am going to go for the home side Southampton to get all 3 points, maybe unsurprisingly, in a 1-0 win. So those are my predictions for these championship fixtures. Make sure to get your predictions in the comments, like, subscribe, and hopefully Blues can get the 3 points against the Baggies. Up the Blues.